Hello everyone, my name is Brendan Snyder. Thank you so much for joining me and welcome to a countdown of my 10 most rare and valuable albums. These are not bootlegs, they're all official releases. However, they were never released for sale and not to the general public, making them quite rare and valuable in that regard. But before we dive into all that, if you are new to my channel and you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please click the button. Also leave a comment, hit like, all those things help support my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And of course, as an added bonus, by subscribing, you'll be able to stay up to date on all that's going on in the world of music, just like this, with a countdown of my 10 most rare and valuable albums. Now, obviously, value is in the eye of the beholder, so what I consider valuable doesn't necessarily mean intrinsic value, although some of these do go for a pretty penny. So, kicking this off and coming in at number 10, we have Black Eyed Susan, Just a Taste, 1992. So this is a cassette, obviously, a demo recording that was for their proposed second album and only existed on cassette. So if you see CD versions of this floating around, it is not an original of this. The band was formed by Dean Davidson, and he, of course, comes from Britny Fox. And another cool person who's in the lineup on this is Jeff Cease from Black Crowes, or formerly of Black Crowes, so playing guitar on here. So pretty cool lineup with all of this. The only reason it's actually coming in at number 10 on my list and not all the way down at number 1, because this used to be, in my opinion, my most valuable or prized possession, is with the reissue of Electric Rattlebone, the debut album from Black Eyed Susan. It now comes with a CD version of the Just a Taste album, so you too can check this out if you want. All right, coming in at number 9, Neil Young, The Complex Sessions, 1995. Promo-only release. This was taken from a VHS tape that was released of the same name. It features 4 songs done live in the studio. All 4 of the songs come from the Sleeps with Angels album from 1994. So it's pretty much straightforward. There's not much different in the way that these are performed or how they are done. But still interesting and cool nonetheless to get these alternate versions done by Neil Young and the powerful Crazy Horse backing him up. Coming in at number 8, we've got Def Leppard Rock Vault from 1999, promo-only compilation album. It was meant as a companion to their Vault album in 1995, which is a greatest hits. This one here features 16 tracks on it. None of the tracks repeat, though, from what is on Vault. This one here focuses on the hard rock side of the band. No ballads on this, so I know that a lot of you guys that think that the direction that Def Leppard has gone is not, who they truly are, like the first 2 albums. And Vault itself from 1995 didn't even have any tracks from the debut album on through the night. So this one does. It certainly rectifies that situation, and it spans from the debut through to retroactive on it. And it was released to promote the album Euphoria that was coming out in 1999. That's how this came out. There's the backside of it. But very cool compilation. I definitely go to this more so than any other compilation that Def Leppard has. So if you can track one of these down, I highly recommend it. Okay, next up, coming in at number 7, we've got Motley Crue, Crucial Crew Sampler. This came out in 1999 and as a promo-only compilation released to promote the reissues that they were doing at the time, as well as the new album Supersonic and Demonic Relics, which was a collection of rarities and things of that nature. This features 17 tracks on it, which has a mix of hits and rarities on it. 6 of them are taken from the studio albums, but 11 of them are rarities from throughout their career. So for me, this is a much more interesting listen with peaks and valleys, having demos, remixes, alternate versions, basic track versions, unreleased tracks mixed in with those big hits that we know from the band. All right, coming in at number 6, Bon Jovi. 100 million Bon Jovi fans can't be wrong, but this is the box set sampler from 2004, and it's got 10 tracks on it. So you can see the box set behind me, which was a 4 CD box set of all I want to say unreleased because some of these had been released at previous times, but none of them appeared on any of the Bon Jovi albums proper. So this here, was a cool collection that pared that down, spanned the entire career, all on one Bon Jovi album like this here. What I really liked is that it featured the song Thief of Hearts on here, which came from This Left Feels Right concert, and it was supposed to be part of that studio album that supported that, where they reinvented those songs. It was going to have 2 new songs. They chose to hold it back, and then they didn't put it on the next album, which was, of course, Have a Nice Day. So it finally came out and made its debut here. This only has a single piece of paper sleeve there. It doesn't actually have a booklet or anything in it, but it's the fact of these 10 tracks that are only available from the box set that are here on this album as a sampler, making it more like having a brand new Bon Jovi album, which is why I like it so much and why it's valuable to me. Coming in at number 5, Brides of Destruction, the demos that they had recorded at the time in 2003. Just a white label, cool promotional copy. It's a burn disc, but it's definitely, it's an official release. They actually were using this to secure a record deal at the time for what would become their debut album, Here Come the Brides, which came out a year later in 2004. So supergroup, if you don't know who they are, Nikki Sixx on bass, Tracy Guns on guitar, John Corabi also on guitar, Scott Coogan on drums, and London Legrand on vocals. So initially they signed a recording deal with Universal Records, however that fell through and it looked like they were only going to get a release in Japan before they finally secured a deal for the US and Europe through Sanctuary Records. So over 8 to 10 months, give or take, I had this release, which was super exciting, just waiting for the final album to be completed and released. And of course, by the time that happened, John Corabi was not in the band at that point, so it was great to have this release here with him still on it. Coming in at number 4, Sabotage, Live Devastation, 1995. It's in a cardboard sleeve, and it was an advance album at the time. It was meant to be a tribute to original guitarist Chris Oliva, who had passed away in 1993 due to a bad car accident. But the album itself was never released. It got shelved, not sure why. It does feature 16 live performances recorded on the Gutter Ballet Tour in 1989 and 90, and of course featuring that lineup, which does feature original vocalist John Oliva singing with them. So really cool, great quality live recording. I'm surprised that in all the years since then it hasn't been released. I mean, it's now been 26 years and it's just sitting in the vaults kind of a thing. Okay, coming in at number 3, Robin Zander, Countryside Boulevard, 2011 album advance for his second solo album, released online but withdrawn in hours. Never officially released on CD, although promo copies were sent out, which is what this is here. So full release, packaging, booklet, everything on it. And I've done a separate review of this and we'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check out more information on it. Features 11 tracks and it ranges in style from Cheap Trick sounding material to more country influenced style, but it's not a full-on country album. A lot of people think that by its title that's what it is. It's a country album, but it's more of a rock album with country overtones. I sort of see it more like Tom Petty style music as opposed to Cheap Trick style. Next up though, we've got coming in at number 2, the Misfits, 12 Hits from Hell, 2001 album advance. This one here was recorded in 1980, but went unreleased at the time. However, this one here is also unreleased. Glenn Danzig sued the record label, Caroline, preventing its release. But approximately 2,000 copies of this were sent out, and despite the label sending out a letter requesting that all of those be returned, quite a few of them turned up on eBay, which is how I got a hold of mine. Features 13 tracks from the MEP session, so all of one session, featuring the same lineup on all of the tracks. Glenn Danzig on vocals, Jerry Only on bass, Bobby Steele on guitar, Doyle on guitar, and Arthur Googie on drums. So kind of cool thing with this is I hunted it up on eBay and put a bid on it, and these were all going for somewhere between 75 and 150 at the time. And I ordered one, but I ordered it based on, there was 3 or 4 being sold at the same time. So I was bidding on the one that was last to go, hoping that everyone would be focusing on other versions of it. And in fact, I did win it. I won it for 35 bucks, so I got a really good deal on it. And when it arrived, I actually got 2 copies of it. So I then put one up on eBay, sold mine for 75 bucks, making back more than double what I paid for it. So I got to keep one and made back double the money, which is really great there. All right, and coming in at number 1, Duff McKagan and Beautiful Disease, 1999 release, or unreleased I should say, of his second studio album. This was an album advance copy of it, but shelved by the label at the time due to a merger. 3 of these tracks would turn up later on his project Loaded, the Dark Days album itself, when that finally came out. But this solo album itself has a different sound to the solo album that you see behind me there at the top. This one has more in conjunction with Neurotic Outsiders or 10 Minute Warning, definitely that more punk vibe. This one here is the only one I'm giving you the value on because they all range here or there, but this one happens to have the highest value at $1,184 off of Discogs. But as I said, value is all in the eye of the beholder, and the intrinsic value doesn't necessarily mean how great it is. These are just the ones that mean something to me as being fans of these bands, and having these unreleased albums or promo-only releases sure means something to me. All right, and there you go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and those are my 10 most rare and valuable albums in my collection, and again, at least to me. Don't forget to check the description to links to related videos, such as a review of the Robin Zander album, and or also the other full review that I've done in here of the Def Leppard Rock Vault. Sorry, I couldn't remember that one for a moment there. So I've got both those. You can check those out if you are interested. And certainly leave your thoughts, comments, and I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll talk to you all real soon. Bye, everyone.